fighter, but still number 3. He is the creator of Healthcraft Cookware, author of numerous cookbooks, star of the Food Channel on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Welcome, Charles Knight.
Hey!
And man with a rich Cuban heritage.
Cuban heritage.
What does paella mean? I know you're making paella here, which is a great Cuban dish. What does that mean? You don't know. You don't. I won't even ask. You have no idea.
I do know.
What?
All right. This, first of all, it's not a Cuban dish. It's Spanish. It's the national dish of Spain.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, see, I've learned something right there.
And you know that there's a million different varieties of paella. Matter of fact, paella is kind of like chili in the Spanish culture.
You can make a lot of different kinds of it.
You can make it all different
ways. What kind
ways.
are you going to make? I can see
peas
and...
You know, when I first moved to Tampa, the interesting things, we have a very rich cultural neighborhood.
Yes.
And it's, you know, it's diverse. And, you know, I'd get recipes from some of the different neighbors, and some say put chorizo in, Italian sausages, this, that, and the other thing. So what I did is I looked it up, and I found out what they do with paella is they cook it, or they use ingredients that are local ingredients.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you live near the seacoast, you'd use seafood.
Fish.
Right, or fish, and you'd use, if you lived in the mountains, you use...
Mountain oysters.
Goat.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
So it depends on where exactly you live. Anyway.
Don't eat paella if you go to the mountains.
But there is some interesting ingredient. Now, in my neighborhood, believe it or not, they use Italian sausage.
Aha, Italian sausage.
Italian
in this
sausage.
Rich Spanish dish.
And yeah, well, there's my neighbor, the neighbor across the street is half Cuban, half Italian.
Aha.
So they use Italian sausage. Now
There's a joke in here somewhere, but I have to...
No, there is no joke that no, he is... I don't want to make a joke about him.
Okay.
I guarantee. All right. Anyway, this is frozen, so I'm going to let you cut this up. You see, I'm removing the skin, and you can only do that if it is frozen. So you want to cut it up, I'm going to let you use that knife right there.
Right here?
Yeah.
And cut it up which way?
Just slice it.
Oh, just
like
slice
you were
it.
slicing chorizo.
Like I was slicing what?
Chorizo. You're not
chorizo?
Slicing, you're crushing. That's crushing.
Okay, wait.
That's crushing.
Now am I slicing?
No, you're still crushing.
Well, wait, how do you do this?
Never mind.
Okay, now it's coming out right. I think.
Yeah, well.
Let's see.
I'll tell you, I don't want to stick my finger in there, but I'll tell you what, why don't we just do this?
Yeah.
Why don't we just put the whole thing in?
Okay.
All right?
Looks good.
Now, that's supposed to be preheated, but I guess it's not, all right?
Right.
So you've got your sausage. Next thing you want to do, actually, we probably should have cooked that or cut that last, but anyway.
Okay.
All right, next thing you want to do is cut your onion. How did you get it all over your fingers?
Well, I was holding on to the sausage there.
Let me do this.
Okay.
Rob will have a heart attack if you cut the onions, because
Yeah,
it'll
it does take a while.
all afternoon, all right? Next thing you want to put in here is you want to put your onions, you want to put your garlic, all right? The way you cut your onions, if you want to chop them, you just kind of go through once, all right? About 3 or 4 times on the top. You want large pieces. Some people like them minced, all right? You got your onions cut. That's how easy it is. Throw it into the cold pan.
All right.
I think we're unplugged somewhere along the line here.
Yeah, I don't know if we're plugged in right, but...
I don't have a clue.
There's no heat
there is heat coming at it, believe it or not. Yes, finally.
All right.
Okay. To that, you also want to add some garlic. You want to add some tomatoes and some other things. You want to do the tomatoes?
Sure, I can do that.
All right. Let me start them for you.
Okay.
All right. Now, what I want is I want chopped tomatoes.
Chopped tomatoes.
Chopped tomatoes.
So we have to kind of... Wait a minute, I got this thing right. Here we go.
Chopped
like
tomatoes.
This. Okay, but you have to do like these?
Yeah, you do it just like you do the onion.
Okay.
Not really, Jack.
Now, what do you do to chop them here? This looks like it's going to work out fine here, ultimately. There we go.
That looks like chopped onions to me.
Wait a minute.
I mean, chopped tomatoes to me.
You got to do this a little bit. All right, here we go down this way.
Dare I give you anything else to cut up?
All right, there we go. There they are, all chopped up and ready to go. We got a little left over,
we need to throw them away and start all over again, all right? Anyway, let me just move these on the side here.
Those aren't chopped.
No, they're not chopped.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to put them on the side. To that, you want to add some peppers.
Yeah.
All right, so you've got onion in here, you've got garlic, you've got peppers.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a lot of stuff in there. You know, in Ybor
stuff.
City, they have that big paella making thing. Or if you go to one of the festivals, Columbia Restaurant is always making and brewing up a humongous paella.
And it's delicious, too.
Well, let's take the break. We'll be back and brew some more here.
Take a break.
Attention, Florida automobile owners. If you have auto insurance from State Farm, Allstate, Nationwide, or any other major company, pay close attention to this message. Because you can get the same protection from Fireman's Fund Insurance Company and possibly cut your premium 10, 15, 20% or more. All it takes to find out how much you can save is a fast, free phone call. When you call, you'll discover Fireman's Fund can be your direct route to saving hundreds of dollars on auto insurance. And with Fireman's Fund, you get lots of extras, like extra freedom, because with Fireman's Fund, you're free to use any repair facility you choose. And extra convenience, because we provide toll-free 24-hour claim service. Plus, extra peace of mind, because Fireman's Fund is a company Americans have counted on for more than a century. So pick up the phone right now and call for your free, no-obligation rate quote. Find out if you can save 10, 15, 20% or more. It'll take only a few minutes, and it's a smart thing to do, especially if you don't have money to burn.
Call Fireman's Fund for your free auto insurance rate quotation at 1-800-499-7097. Call now to see how much you can save. That's 1-800-499-7097. There's no obligation, so call right now. 1-800-499-7097.
Is it important to have a good breakfast before you go out fishing?
Yeah, like to, yeah.
Do you ever miss having breakfast in the morning?
Yeah, that happens.
Uh-huh. And if you did, would you maybe have it for lunch or dinner?
Absolutely.
How about IHOP's $3.99 red, white, and blueberry breakfast? You get 2 buttermilk pancakes with strawberry, blueberry, and whipped topping, plus 2 eggs, bacon or sausage, and hash browns for $3.99.
This is Cliff here by the Bay, reminding you that any time's a good time for breakfast at IHOP. John, we're talking a pancake breakfast that big. Oh, all right. Well, maybe that big. Oh. Well, you know.
Back here with Charles Knight. I was looking at the recipe, Paella Valenciana by Carlos Noches. I was trying to think. It's Carlos Noches. That's Charles Knight in Spanish.
That's me.
There we go. By the way, speaking of that, did you see the Mr. Blackwell's list of worst-dressed people of 1998?
No, why was I on there?
Well, they had Linda Tripp, #1, Madonna, Kate Winslet. You finished, just as a top 10. You came in very close at number 11.
11.
I think when we sent him this particular picture. There you go. Very close.
I don't think this is chopped. Does that look chopped to you?
That's tomato.
That does not look chopped.
I didn't mean to put that in. That was
All right.
just.
Anyway,
I had a bunch of them chopped.
Let me finish up with some things here real quick.
Okay.
All right. Now, I couldn't get fresh clams this morning, but clams go in there. This is pork, by the way. You put pork in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've gotten canned clams. You put them in.
Canned clams.
Canned clams.
Actually, but you should have the real thing, right?
You should have the real thing if you can.
Yeah,
but,
that's the way they do it.
That's all right. That's all
Down
right.
in
You can
Ybor
make
City.
it. You can make it just about any way you want.
Yeah.
To that, you're going to add shrimp. So I'll let you put the shrimp in. Okay, you get the shrimp in. You could have just picked up the whole plate. You wouldn't have had to touch it.
Well, I never thought of that.
There you go.
There
You
we
get the
go.
shrimp in. Now we're going to do this a little bit quickly. What you do is you let all this saute together. All right. This is 2 cups of clam juice, or you can use fish stock.
Okay.
All right. 2 cups of chicken stock. I'll let you put
You
that
want
in.
this in here?
Right.
2 cups of chicken stock.
2 cups of chicken stock. All right.
Those are shoemakers. Oh, wait, that's
What do you mean
Birkenstock.
shoemakers?
Birkenstock, I was thinking.
Let me have that. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Normally we cut up the chicken. There's no time.
Oh, we got time to cut up the chicken.
Do we?
Yeah.
No, we don't have any time to cut up the chicken.
Okay.
To that, you add your peas.
How many?
Right.
How many peas?
Oh, I didn't count them.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Probably about
and-
400 or 500.
Now, this is the
All right.
tough part: is making it look good on top.
Now, I'm only kidding with this, but basically what you do is you finish it off with your yellow rice. You mix that all together.
Yeah.
All right. And then when you're finished cooking, what you want to do is you want to garnish it on top with the asparagus.
Is that
right?
cooked asparagus or raw asparagus?
That's raw asparagus, but
Well, I
you
know that
garnish,
is,
you
but I
garnish
just
it
wanted
on
to-
top and then you cover it.
Do you cook the asparagus first?
No,
okay.
you just lay them on the top. All right.
Okay.
Send in for the recipe. It'd be less
Yeah,
confusing.
well, okay. Now, wait a minute.
And then you put some mussels on the top, and then when you're finished, right, here's what your pie. Now, we cook this on top of the stove. We don't bake it. Here's what your paella looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it absolutely delicious? Look at that.
That looks
All right?
fantastic.
Now,
What do you do with these clams? You just leave them? I mean, you put them on like
you
that?
just lay, yeah, you just lay them on the top like you see here, and then they cook. And that's when you put the lid on and you finish them off. You're
How do
not
you get those
supposed-
things
You're
open?
not supposed to open them.
You're not supposed to
No.
open them? You don't eat them
That
on
poor
top.
clam is still alive.
Well, what do you got one sitting on here? What do you do with them?
These are cooked now.
Oh, I see.
When I laid them all on the top, then you put the cover on and see it'll cook the asparagus and the clams, and then you finish it off with a little bit of wine. Pardon me, folks.
Wait a minute. I don't think you're supposed to do that on
It's
TV.
water. It's water.
I know, yeah, I'm
It's
sure
water.
it is. Okay, now you just stir that all together.
You just stir that all
But
together.
the chicken's supposed to be cut up. This isn't even
Yes.
close to paella
Well,
over there. This one's great.
You
the
get
one
the
you put
idea.
here.
All
Okay.
right? And then when you're ready to serve, this is what it looks like. This is your paella.
I want to see one of those clams open up. What's in there? I mean, he was alive before.
see, there's
These
a
are
clam.
students from Brandon High School, by the way. He came out here to join us today. The Brandon High School Eagles.
Some asparagus.
Let me find out which one's going to try it. We got any Cubans in here? Anybody of Cuban heritage?
A lot of Cubans.
Yeah, they all are. They're all of Cuban heritage. Yeah, you
they all look Cuban to
Here, this
me.
young lady over here is Cuban. Come on over here.
I'm half Cuban.
BHS class of 2000. A lot of
Be
BS
careful,
up
too.
here.
It's a little bit hot.
Class of 99. I'm sorry, we
You
got
can be
99
the
and
official
2000.
taste tester.
This is great. How do you like that? Did you burn yourself?
It tastes great.
Would you like the clam out of here?
No clams.
You don't like the clam? It's Cuban. All right, I think so. Any other Cubans back there? I want to try it. You're half Cuban? Yeah, you definitely look half Cuban. Give her a shot at this. I want to see somebody eat the
So
clam.
we can use the same fork.
Okay. Well, I was just going to get you another
Well,
fork.
we only have one fork
Yeah,
anyway,
we only
so it
have
wouldn't
one
make
fork.
any
It's a
difference.
cheap show. That's
In fact, everybody here is going to. Well, go right ahead. Anything. You can have a pea if you'd like it, or
No peas.
asparagus.
That's
Okay.
Is that good?
Anyway, our thanks to Brandon High School for confirming. He's a great maker. And to Charles Knight, third best cook in America. We'll be back in a moment. Yes. All right.
If you'd like a copy of today's Health Craft recipe, please send a self-addressed stamped envelope to P.O. Box 262502, Tampa 33685.